What's happening, everyone? Steve here, Cars with Steve, and today I'm going to show you everything you need to know about the steering wheel and the instrument cluster in the 2022 Hyundai Kona Electric. This is going to be a pretty straightforward process, going to take you through all the different buttons, what everything does. So let's dive into it, have a little bit of fun, and see what's going on with the steering wheel and the cluster. Next up, let's take a peek at the steering wheel of the vehicle. So really great look there, nice leather wrapped wheel, and we do have a heated wheel all the way around as well. So definitely a nice thing for the winter time. But let's kind of start off with some of the basics. So we do have a few paddle shifters there along the side. Moving down a little bit, let's start and focus on the left-hand pad there. So we do have our voice command prompt, and our voice command prompt is going to give us the flexibility to be able to change radio stations. We can navigate using our voice, make phone calls, and things like that. So really nice to know we've got that flexibility. Now, if we had our phone connected through Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, like on the Apple CarPlay side of things, this would also work as a hot button press in order to activate our Siri Assistant. We've got our basic mode button there as well, and the mode button is actually going to give us a few different options. So if we look along the side there, we can literally set it up in order to be able to do whatever we want this specific button to do. So with the mode button, are we going between our Bluetooth audio, phone projection, AM, FM, Sirius XM, etc. So we've got a little bit of flexibility there. We can either increase or decrease the volume there. We can change between songs or radio stations, moving this up and down. And then we can also seek by pressing and holding. So we press and hold in order to be able to seek. So I'll actually show you what that looks like. So if we go to the radio for a second there, so as you can see there, we're just going to press down. We can kind of move between active presets there, or we can press and hold in order to be able to actually change to a different station. There we go. Quick little audio test there as well. Involuntary audio. Oh. Now, as we start to move down, we can answer or hang up on a phone call. And we've also got another hot button press in order to create our own unique button. So we can do things like have it pull up our voice memo. We can do rerouting, cancel the route, and things like that. So we do have quite a little bit of flexibility there, which is definitely a nice touch. And then looking along the right-hand side, so a series of different buttons there. So the very first one is going to be for our pages. So as you can see there, we press that button and that jumps us between a few different options there. We've got our base button. So the one that's going to go up and down between different screens in each sub-page, we press and hold this button in the middle there. That's essentially our OK button. So we can do things like we can reset our attention level and a few other things as well. Now, moving back to our pages, we've got some basic drive info. We've got our recharge levels, our accumulated info, energy flow, as well as our current speeds. We've got digital speed, but we've also got our digital speed there as well. So it's just kind of a different way to look at it. And we can just simply reset any of these values. Again, the switch that we're using in order to move up and down, we just press the OK button there. So we literally just push the button in order to be able to reset all the accumulated info. This button again, so we press in order to get to our active navigation sources. So it lets us know which direction we should be turning. We've got the heads-up display as well, so we might be able to make it out. We can't make it out there. Not at all. So we've got a heads-up display as well where we can also see what's going on with the actual directions that we should be taking. So definitely a nice thing. Now we do have, so as you can see there, so we've got the route going there, and we just press OK in order to get to our tire pressure, which we do need to start driving in order to actually see what the tire pressure is going to be. But that's going to be the basics of this, and the attention level is an interesting one because if we start to veer over out of our lane without signaling, that attention level is going to go up each time. Once it hits that full level, it's going to let us know we should probably take a break. So it is nice to know we've got that as a basic safety feature. We've got our smart cruise system, so that adaptive cruise control system. We're literally going to turn it on as we're driving, and then we can set our speed by pressing up and down. If for whatever reason we have to brake, we can literally press the button there in order to be able to resume as well. So we can literally set increase or decrease a kilometer or 1 mile per hour at a time there as well, turn the system on or off. And then this is our distance indicator. So how close or how far are we away from the vehicle that's in front of us? So we've got a little bit of flexibility there. Actually, if I switch you into drive for a second, let's start going. Oh, you actually need to be driving at a decent speed. So this is definitely not one I'm going to be showing you right now. And then this one is going to be our lane centering system, so our lane follow system. Now that's a really cool feature. And the reason why is because if the vehicle senses the actual lane markings, what it's going to do is it's going to actually keep us balanced in our lane. So it's literally going to be following as we go. So it is very smart technology there. Now I do recommend honestly, like play around with this setting because it is such a great one once you actually understand the dynamics of how the smart cruise control system works. It is a really great feature. And that's going to be the basics of the actual buttons there. Now we do have our left turning stick there, so we can rotate along the tip there in order to figure out what's going on with our running lamps. Honestly, I just recommend keeping it on the auto setting. That's going to automatically flip us between our daytime and our nighttime running lamps automatically. We can pull in towards us to flash our high beams as well, and we can also push them in for our auto beam setting. Looking along the right-hand side, we can control the speed of the windshield wipers. We can also turn our rear wiper on by flipping the very tip of the stick there as well. So we've got a few different options there: rear wiper high, low, or off setting. We're going to pull in towards us for the front wiper, and we're going to push away for the rear wiper fluid to go. So very, very straightforward to turn this thing on. Pretty cool, right? Like, I love the flexibility that we've got and how we've got a few different buttons that we can kind of customize them and make them our own. But if you have any questions or any problems, drop down in the comment section below and let me know. More than willing to talk you through any problems that you might be having. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your social networks. And until I see you next time, take care. What's happening, everybody? Steve here, Cars with Steve, and today I'm going to show you everything you know.